Hello and welcome to my first video of 2024. Today I want to talk to you about my writing career, or lack thereof. When I was really little, I decided that I wanted to be an author. I loved books, I loved going to libraries, and I had a huge imagination and I loved to read. That was sort of a dream that I always kept with me. And then many years later, after I had my first son, I started writing my first book. In the beginning, I could only write a tiny bit at a time because I was always so overcome with doubts and insecurity and the thoughts of, well, what's the point? Nobody's ever going to want to read this. And here's that book now. So spoiler alert, I did write it after a number of years. And then I started the arduous journey of trying to get it published, which I never could, traditional publishing. And eventually I decided to try self-publishing, which was really fun, very challenging, but kind of awesome, except for when it came time to trying to sell it. So we'll come back to that. But here I am taking out my second book that I've written, which I published last year, which is a children's book. So here are my two babies, aside from my actual two children, my two dreams come true, if you want to say that. And I'm very proud of both of them. And I wanted to talk to you about them. So back to this book here, The Fall of Beth Anderson. It's a young adult novel, and eventually I self-published, which was extremely expensive, which is the thing with self-publishing. You have to pay for it. And that's okay, except for that I don't have the personality type or the connections or anything that might be required to actually sell this thing. There I am there. The thing is, like, when you self-publish, or probably even when you traditionally publish, now you have to be a salesperson. You have to have an online presence and an Instagram account and push and make connections and sell this book and sell yourself. And I feel, and I really am just completely inadequate for that part. I hate self-promotion. I really don't even like going out in public all that much. My dream would be just to write the books and for someone to publish them and for people to enjoy them and for me not to have to be a saleswoman. I know that's not possible, so that's probably why I titled this, well, that is why I titled this A Dream Come True, kind of. Because I love these books, I'm proud of these books, and actually, in my humble opinion, they're really good. Like, as a young adult, I would have loved to read this book, and the picture book that I'm going to show you after, I really enjoy reading. Well, actually, I don't read it to my kids because they don't want to have any interest in me, my writing career, but I think I've read it to a number of kids at libraries, and I think that they really like it. So here it is. I wrote this book actually when I was a little girl and then finally put pen to paper as an adult last year. And I did the pictures too. It's watercolor. So that was a journey in itself because I kind of had to teach I did teach myself how to do watercolor painting. Not for this specific task, but just over the past couple of years, that was a hobby that I picked up. And I'm really proud about how this one came out. Of course, this one too is self-published. It wasn't quite as expensive as the first one because I went with the most basic, like, self-publishing package that you could get. And again, I came up against the exact same problem. I write the books, I find a way to publish them even though it's very expensive, but then I don't have it in me or have the skill set or the necessary personality type to peddle these books to the world, I guess. And it's not easy being self-published. Bookstores and a lot of places kind of look down their nose at self-publishing, I find, in my experience. And I honestly keep to myself a lot. I'm very shy, I'm very introverted, and I like that. I don't think that's a character flaw. It's just I have no idea how to be a financially somewhat even, breaking even, meaning not going into debt for these books, author, while still being who I am. which is a person who doesn't like to even talk about money, let alone ask people to spend their money and try and tell people that what I've done is worthwhile. It's just so foreign to me. Anyway, I'm sure there's some of you listening to this that are thinking, oh, just get over yourself. But I don't know. In some ways, I think it's because of who I am that I was able to write these books, and because of my imagination and my homebody ways and all that kind of thing, that's why this is how these books were born. So it's really hard to then override that part of my personality. I have tried to get a book agent, but that was unsuccessful as well. They don't seem to want to take people that haven't been traditionally published. So it's a bit of a catch-22. Oh, here's letter M saying goodbye to you. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed looking at my 2 books. Like I said before, I am proud of them. And they still are a dream, and I am actually writing a 3rd book, though I don't know how I'm going to go about publishing it, because like I said, it's so expensive. But in my dream world, I am an author who is able to somehow financially support herself, even modestly. So if you have any dreams, I'd love to hear about them. And this is just my honest sharings about my dream. Thanks for watching.